Nobody needs strangers following them around in secret. There's one thing if there's an investigation. An investigation means probable cause, usually, and then little kids, trial as an adult, but also child psychology in case that doesn't work out. But who hired you? Are the voters paying taxes for weirdos to follow little kids around? And if so, how is that different from l'empereur de la soul? So people follow little kids around and commit crimes and blame the child. I need Washington, because as if I should have to convince the zombie apocalypse to let me talk to Washington to begin with. It's going to be hard enough explaining to them how this works. If they explain it to you, convince you to let me. Washington, I'm not affiliated or even associated in any way. Child molesters follow me around since I was 3 years old, presumably talking about psychology. I understand that crimes have been committed. Jerusalem, Rome, I can't possibly rape all these Protestants by myself. This is the game. It's the game they play. And then they blame the Jews. You would have to be, in fact, technically Protestants are just terrible, just bad Jews. And they're shamed. Self-hating Jews. It wasn't me, it was that kid, it was that 3-year-old. Reagan got shot, Eli Lilly, Prozac, Berlin Wall came down. This is a recipe for disaster, Washington. I keep saying Islam's not technically a religion, and I've got hostile foreigners running oblivious refugees. Let's talk about psychology. It's like not a religion. If you are paying people to follow little kids around without their knowledge or consent, you are a psychopath. You worried about what I might do? Finding out that you've been worried about what I might do since I was 3 years old? You should be, because I would be completely justified. I'm like any good Christian, whether or not I'm considered a good Christian, a nationalist. I'm not big on forgiving the usurper. It affects me directly. It's a national problem. We're prosecuting, or your replacements and I will be prosecuting. Some of these oblivious jingleheads still have a life to live. Central Intelligence Agency. All this tough talk and money. You sure unconcerned about international pharmaceutical industrial sabotage? What do we pay you for? China, why you give money, Central Intelligence? Slow, it's Friday. Another week come and gone. Talk about send me a lawyer since last Sunday. Doesn't have to be a CIA lawyer. Probably should be. 2015, somebody tried to kill me. Got their asses kicked. I won. 2016, I got my skull fractured anyway. I'm supposed to join the losing team because they don't want to work. I say something that offended Flat Earth. Oh, horrors. If I'm right that they were reporting our KIAs as suicides, I mean, we have options how to deal with these people. Eli Lilly, France, Canada, America, Italy. I got Haitians trying to swim back where they came from. Can you, is it disrespectful? All enemies, foreign and domestic, better start swimming. 2:15 on a Friday. Hey, Al Qaeda, can we get a timeout for the weekend? Bureaucracy's not available to sign for us to defend our country. I'm a civilian, an American citizen. I just happen to be the type of veteran that jumps in the van. But I'm nobody's goddamn zombie. And really, if you can do this to people, you can be misled into doing it to the wrong guy. That's why there has to be a limit to what a man is willing to do to survive, let alone make a buck. The people undermining our sovereignty, usurping our democracy, sabotaging our industry, have invested an exorbitant amount of labor and credit into a failed escapade. It's a travesty, a debacle. It's It's this abnormal snafu, a safu. If you identify with our country as an extension thereof, show a little self-preservation. Don't worry about the fiscal quarter, the budget, or operational overhead. All we have to do is win. Why Central Intelligence? Well, for one thing, it's their purview, their bailiwick. This is their job. And for another, the United Nations wasn't founded until 1947 to prevent World War III. Badly. They're doing a terrible job. Their heart's just not in it. Look at it this way. No matter how much Washington owes the United Nations, I've had Haitians following me around. I don't owe them anything. We can't settle in lead. Idiot French. Germany, you owe my guy here $20 billion. I know you're good for it. It should be lucrative. All the German deadbeats are in America trying to get Trump reelected. King of the German deadbeats. Oh, a slumlord with 7 international casino bankruptcies. He's a businessman. I don't know what the FBI's excuse is. Haitians following Americans around. We just can't afford for you not to be a traitor. Better start swimming. I took probable suspicion of war crimes to the Drug Enforcement Administration. I wasn't making headway with various field offices. Well, look, you work for the Supreme Court, so this is your fault now. They've got half-pint runt Canadian foster kids with badges looking over their shoulders. Department of Homeland Security. Langley, we're going to squeeze these these Canadian refugees until their eyes pop out. They're not going to be paying it off in drug money. They're not going to be working our streets. We're going to demonstrate that the United Nations owes us money. We don't need to pass a law saying, these people can't come here, or these people can't do business, or this da-da-da-da-da. The definition of religion does not include Islam. I have a case. I mean, it'll either be an award or a reward. And I give you, what I have, suggestions going forward. How not to repeat this in the future. How to fix it. What I have. It's not... I don't understand what the problem might be. I am owed more money than I could ever spend on myself. I want to, for instance, build monasteries. It is far more beneficial to me to see justice done. I refuse to believe that our nation is at the mercy of a bunch of cokeheads who can't see, like, there's just nothing more valuable than cocaine and little blonde kids. Miami, is that you? Put me through to Virginia. Haiti, mfrodeo.blogspot.com, Haiti. First, do no harm, or you came here to die. Harvard, you idiots. mfrodeo.blogspot.com. First, do no harm, or I don't know if you want to play this game with me.